What up, guys? Time for another Adonis review. In this review, I thought I'd start tackling One Piece chapters. Aside from my video game and random TV show reviews. I follow One Piece, the anime for a long time, and once I caught up to it, and it was taking too long to kind of finish the story for me. I decided I started looking into the manga and kind of following up on that. So I know that I started looking into reviews, and sometimes I just couldn't find a review that was kind of straight to the point of what I wanted to know to kind of keep me up to date with the manga. So I thought I'd do that for you guys. Maybe this will help people keep up to date with what's going on in One Piece, even so they don't read the manga, but maybe they want to know because they're just tired of the 3 years it's taken for fucking Wano to finish. Like, goddamn, started this back in August of 2019 for the fucking anime, and look where we're at now. It's fucking insane. So obviously the manga's a little bit far ahead, so it's good to know where they're at because at least you can kind of get what's happening most currently in the show or in the manga. I mean, so to kind of give us an update, if you have no idea what's going on in One Piece right now, you want to, kind of keep it up to date. So far in Wano, spoilers. I mean, yeah, I would imagine you came here for spoilers, but just in case you didn't know, this is pretty much the ultimate spoiler if you want to know exactly what happened in the most recent chapter that came out this week. Of January 13th. So currently, they're still at Wano. They're in the final battle. Sanji has defeated Queen, and Zoro has defeated King. And basically, there's mainly just Luffy and Kaido doing the main battle. There's a few other things going on, like Orochi's still around, and he's found Momonosuke's sister. But beyond that, it's mainly the Kaido versus Luffy fight that we're waiting on to finish. That's the main thing. And there's also a giant party going on at the Flower Festival, which has been happening for a little while now, and that's coming to an end as well. In this chapter 1037, we have Luffy and Kaido going out into a full-out fight. This chapter basically 100% focuses on Luffy and Kaido's fight, and with that being said, Kaido, basically Kaido gets drunk to have fun, and he's having a blast fighting Luffy, so he starts getting wasted. And then Luffy gets upset, saying, "Oh, you better not use this as an excuse, for me to beat you." And he's like, "Ha, you think that makes me weak by drinking?" I don't know if this is kind of hinting, but it kind of seems like it from the chapter that Kaido's kind of a drunken fighter of sorts, and essentially he has different powers depending on the mood he has when he's drunk, and he goes through different phases where he like a drunk happy phase, or a drunk sad phase, or a drunk angry phase, and depending on it, it creates different fights. And so the main thing to keep in mind right now, which is the most interesting thing, is that Luffy has ran into Kaido a few times now and got his ass demolished, right, where he went to prison and all that shit. But the main thing to keep in mind here is that Luffy is kind of taking blows one back to back. He hits Kaido, and he looks like Kaido's taking damage, and then Kaido hits him, and it doesn't knock out Luffy. So it's pretty evenly matched on the playing field, it seems. And the main thing to keep in mind here really is that Luffy hasn't even transformed. He's all doing this all in his stage one form. Sometimes expanding his arm, of course, like normal, but he hasn't gone into Gear 4 form, which means the hope is when he finally does decide to push that final form, maybe who knows, go into a tiger form or something for the final Gear 4. Maybe he'll actually um, you know, finally beat him completely. Let's hope, right? So we can have this be over and we move on to the next fucking island, Elbaf or wherever they're gonna go. But so yeah, so they're taking hits back to back. It looks like Luffy really has a chance right now. I think a lot of people could say like, oh wow, it's like Luffy got his ass whipped by Kaido, and yeah, he's got through some different stages of training, but and he has that new special like hockey that he can use, but is it really that believable? But I mean, you gotta think, right? Even so, Rubber seems like a silly special to have. It's rubber is the ultimate setback of pain. It's the super most resilient. So you don't even need to really say that Luffy himself is just like has a plot armor, because the fact is that Luffy is made of rubber. He's meant to take damage. He's supposed to be super resilient, and and obviously when it goes into his awakening or final form, I believe that awakening is going to turn into like vulcanized rubber or something. Where truly even hockey hits can't damage Luffy. Is what I personally believe, and I'll go more into that maybe in the future. But anywho, so they're taking fights, back to back. Basically the final fight between Kaido and Luffy is happening, and so hopefully this will be done sometime sooner. I don't think this fight will drag on as long as Luffy versus Katakuri, because the Katakuri fight, I feel like the reason that was so stupid long was because essentially that was kind of like the main and only fight in the whole Cake Island arc, right? Um, if you really think about it, it didn't trickle down like how this trickled down, where it didn't have like every straw hat fighting a certain person, one by one going through everybody. The main fight was really Katakuri and Luffy, so it basically they used that to to take up all the time that normally would be transferred between everyone fighting one person one by one. But since we didn't have that, that's why that took so long. But obviously, this season we did have it with everyone, fighting, Sanji fighting Queen and Zoro fighting King and everyone else. So I believe this fight won't last too much longer, and so that's good. But the main takeaway from this, beyond them fighting and hopefully getting to the end as well, is that the ending has it go to the elders, the Goro senseis or whatever, and and it has them discussing, like obviously, if they caught Nico Robin because they want her real bad, and also discussing some hidden devil fruit that, they say has never been seen. It's like a mystery to even them, and it's been renamed, and it's like, what does this mean? Like what devil fruit they're talking about? They want Nico Robin. They're talking about Nico Robin maybe. Does Nico Robin's devil fruit, have a secret name that no one knows about that can hit a different level, and that's why they want Nico Robin, or is it, just someone else's devil fruit entirely, and they also kind of talk about the Reverie, how they couldn't believe what happened at the Reverie. I personally think, that like Sabo and Vivi got kidnapped at the Reverie. I'm not positive, obviously, but obviously something happened at the Reverie. They talked about this devil fruit, and it being a mystery to even them. And then they talked about Nita Robin, and that kind of ended the episode. So, or the chapter. So I hope that helps you figure out what's going on in One Piece today. I'll give you another update next week or whenever the next round. I think there might be a break next week, but next week there's a new chapter. I'll give you an update if you want to know because you can't read it or what have you. Maybe you're blind and you could only listen, and I'll help you figure out what's happening. Thanks, guys.